this morning's class, we are going to start with our hamstring curls. So let's grab our loop band, either something light or medium, whatever works for you. And we are going to set it up. So let's take the band and place it around the bottom of your left foot, and then slip your right ankle through so that it ends up around the right ankle. Once you have the band in place, try to keep it in place without twisting around, and then maneuver here onto your stomach. And once we are here, get the hips and shoulders square. Feet are slightly apart to keep some tension on the band. And your feet are flexed, so your toes are currently touching the floor. Now we're going to keep that left foot on the floor and bend your right knee and pull that right heel in toward the buttock area, keeping the hips down, and then tap your toe. As you do that, we're trying to contract the muscles in your right hamstring area, the back of your upper thigh. There's 2. Let's go for 20 slow like this, and then we'll hold it in for 20 pulses. Bend, hold, tap 4. Hips stay square, hips stay flat into the floor. 5, and pull, release slowly. 6, 7, 8. Exhale as you pull, inhale as you release. 9, 10 more like this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now hold this one in as tight as you can, as close to the buttocks, hips down, slow pulses. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and release. Now let's stay here and maneuver the band so that it's around both ankles right now. Okay. And then your feet are still slightly separated to keep the band tight. Feet are flexed, both toes are on the floor. We're going to stick with that right leg, but try something a little different. So keep the left foot down, the left thigh down, but take your right leg, lengthen. So right now your right toes are on the floor, but try to lift your right knee off the floor. So your toe is down, but you're straightening your knee so it might come off the floor a little bit. And then squeeze that right glute. Now hold that position and lift your right foot off the floor. Push against your band and bring it back down. Now, if you lift that foot up and you don't feel any pressure against the band, separate your left foot a little wider. So I don't expect that right leg to lift very high. There's 3, especially with that straight knee and the hips down. 4, but we're trying to focus on squeezing that right glute here. 5, exhale, lift, down slow. 6, 7. If you need more tension in your band, just keep inching that left foot out further, a little bit wider. 9, up, 10, 1, 2, exhale up, inhale down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now see if you can hold this one up. Your knee is straight. Your right glute is tight. Slow pulses. Go up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And down. All right. Bring those feet a little closer. Wiggle your hips a little bit side to side. And take a couple breaths. All right. So we're going to switch legs. If you need to sit up with me to switch the band around, go ahead. All right. So this time, we will place the band around the bottom of your right foot. And then slip your left foot through so it ends up around your left ankle. All right, let's get back into position here on our stomach. Feet are separated. Feet are flexed, toes are on the floor. Now get those hips and shoulders square and push those hips down into the floor. All right, your right foot, your right toes stay on the floor. Now we're going to bend that left knee. Pull that left heel up toward the buttock area with the hips down. Slowly straighten the knee, tap your toe. As you pull that left heel in, you're contracting those hamstrings on the left side. Bend, tap 3. Bend, 4. Exhale as you bend. Inhale as you straighten. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more here, and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this one, we hold it in there, hips down, heel close to the buttocks, slow pulses. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and release. All right, wiggle out a few seconds here. Take a couple breaths. All right, let's move the band so it's around both ankles now. Okay, both feet are flexed, toes are on the floor here. Now with that left leg, we're keeping the toes down, but see if you can lift your knee off the floor. In order to do that, you basically have to straighten your knee. So try to straighten the knee. Now, squeeze that left glute as hard as you can. Try taking that left foot off the floor with a straight knee, press up toward the ceiling, and come back down. Okay, if you need more resistance, walk that right foot away from you. Lift the left up. Pull it down. It's not a very high lift. Exhale up. Inhale down. There's 4, so the focus is more on the glute now rather than the hamstring. 5, but the hamstring's probably helping. 6. Up. Down slow. 7. Try not to just drop that foot down. Lower slowly. 8. Exhale up. Inhale down. 9. There's 10. And up. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now take that leg up, straight knee, squeeze that glute, slow pulses. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and down. All right, wiggle those hips a few more seconds here. And then you can slip this band off of your ankles and just set it aside. We're going to stay on our stomach for a moment. Okay. Rest on your chin, reach your arms overhead, lengthen here, hold and breathe. All right, let's bend those elbows and knees, and we're going to take it into a tabletop position here. We're going to work on some bird dogs today. Okay, so let's begin by placing both hands directly under your shoulders. Separate your knees a little bit so they are directly under your hips. And then your back is flat, hips and shoulders square. Gently press your shoulder blades up toward the ceiling a little bit. And your head is neutral, so your eyes are probably focused in front of your fingertips. Try not to look at your knees. Now, draw in your abdominals as if somebody, a little kid, let's say a little kid, is about to sit on your back, okay? And you're bracing and tightening those abs up. Now, take your right arm and reach it out in front of you. Lift the arm up and see if you can straighten the elbow, but get the arm parallel to the floor. So see if you can get that upper arm right next to your ear and lengthen forward. Now think about the right obliques here. Tighten up the lateral part of the right side of your trunk. And now take that arm back down. Now keep the shoulders square and take your left leg and straighten it behind you and take it off the floor here. Again, you're trying to straighten that knee, get that thigh parallel to the floor, push through the heel, lengthen, squeeze the left glute, and try not to shift your body too much to the right side. If you can keep those hips square and get that leg in that position, you're definitely going to work your core here. Now bring that knee back down. Okay? Let's try the right arm, left leg, those positions as precise as possible. Here we go. Take it out, lengthen, hold. Feel square and stable. Bring it back down. Same side. Lengthen, reach, hold, and take it down. So you're trying to straighten the elbow and the knee, but you're also trying to keep the hips and shoulders square, not shifting your body side to side. Exhale, hold. Inhale, bring it down. There's 4. Let's go for 15. Hold it. Bring it down. 5. Tighten up those obliques as well as the center of your core. 6. And lengthen. Down. 7. There's 8. 9. 10. 5 more. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right, very good. From here, let's sit back into child's pose. Try to get those hips close to your heels. Once you're down there, reach those arms forward and bring your chest and forehead toward the floor. Just sink into this position for a few moments and take a couple breaths. All right, let's come out of that position back into our tabletop position. All right, we're going to break it down on this side as well because I want you to really concentrate and focus on the nitpicky body position here. All right, let's take that left arm now. Straight out in front of you. Try to get that left upper arm close to your ear. Straight elbow, lengthen forward, hips and shoulders square. Tighten up your core, especially those left obliques. All right, bring that arm down. You're in a nice solid tabletop here. Now take that right leg, straighten it out behind you. If possible, that knee is straight, your foot is flexed, your thigh is parallel to the floor. But again, your hips and shoulders are square. It's very easy to shift your body over to that left side. Try not to do that. Nice and square. Squeeze that right glute. Tighten your core. Bring that knee down. All right, left arm, right leg. Here we go. Take it out. We're holding it here. Squaring up, tightening, and bring it down. There's one. Lengthen, reach, hold. There's two. Exhale as you lengthen here. Inhale as you bring it down. There's three. So you're working on minimizing your wobbles. There's four. Minimizing your shifting side to side. There's five. And trying to get that arm and thigh parallel to the floor with straight elbow and straight knee. 6. And out. 7. Out. 8. And exhale. Inhale, 9. Out. 10. And press. 11. 12. 13. 14. One more. And 15. All right, good job. Let's sit back into child's pose again. Hips sit back toward those heels. Arms reach forward and lengthen. Forehead and chest come down. Try to comfortably sink into this position as you take a couple breaths. All right, let's slowly roll up out of this position. All right, we have 2 exercises on our side next. One is a overhead pull down, okay, trying to hit those lat muscles. And then the second is a clamshell, trying to hit those hip muscles. So you'll need a light medium dumbbell for your overhead pulls. And you'll need a loop band, probably medium or heavy, for your hip abduction here. All right, neck support if you would like. Let's grab the equipment there. Now, before you lie on your side and get comfortable, let's also put that loop band on our thighs. So we're going to start with the overhead pull, but we'll have the band ready for the hips. All right, either side to start. Okay, once you're getting on your side here, we will stack the shoulders and hips. Get your head, neck, and shoulders into a comfortable neutral-like position. For now, just bend your knees and let your legs relax, but do keep your hips stacked, okay? Now, let's take that weight in our top hand and bring that arm straight against the lateral part of your trunk. Your shoulder is down and back, so careful not to have that shoulder crunched up. Let it settle down here, okay? Keep it pressed back. With a straightish elbow, take your arm up here and then slowly stretch it over. You might need to warm this up a bit. That's all right. Stretching through your lats here. Contract there and pull down. Okay, so slowly lengthen and stretch. Slowly pull it back. Okay, if your shoulder and upper back cooperate, you're going to try to get the head of the dumbbell as close to the floor as possible. That'll give you a really deep stretch and a deeper contraction back. But certainly if you feel any tension in your neck or any strain in your shoulder, then reduce that range of motion. There is 6. And if this feels super easy, then you need a heavier weight. 7. You want it to feel a little challenging. You want to feel those lat muscles here working. 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. And stretch, pull, 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Try for 5 more. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. And last one. There is 5. Good job. All right, let's set this weight down. Wiggle that shoulder and arm a little bit. Let's do a couple arm circles. So you've got that arm straightish. Let's bring it forward, up by your head, behind you, and down. 2 more times in that direction. Nice and slow. Full range of motion if possible. There's 2. And 3. Hold it. Let's go the opposite way now. Back first, and then forward, up, and down. 1, 2, and 3. Good. And wiggle out. Okay, now let's slide those feet forward. So we've got that straight line from the hip to the knee, straight line from the knee to the ankle, but your hips are stacked. So don't let those hips sit back. Push them forward a tiny bit. And we're going to work this outer hip glute area. Take your knee and your foot. Lift both up at the same time, but lead more from here. So you're pushing against that band as you push the hips forward. And that allows a nice deep contraction in that glute. And lower down here. Lift it up, push against the band, hips forward, and lower down. All right, let's shoot for 20 slow like this. And then we're going to hold it up for 20 pulses. Lift, squeeze, there's 4. And exhale up, inhale down, 5. Keep this bottom thigh pushed into the floor at all times. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this one, let's hold it up here. Now don't pulse yet. Push those hips forward. Squeeze intentionally. Now slowly pulse. Press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. And breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and down. Oh. All right, wiggle those hips a little bit. Take a couple breaths. All right, we're just going to switch to the other side. So grab your neck support dumbbell and carefully rotate onto your other side. Let's set the head, neck, and shoulders up. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Get somewhat comfortable. All right. And then let's take that dumbbell in our top hand again. Straighten that arm along the lateral part of your trunk. Notice your shoulder down and back. Okay. Straightish elbow. Let's take that arm up. Warm it up first. Reach over. Get a gentle stretch here. contract, and pull it down. Okay, after a couple reps, see if you can get a little closer to the floor and pull it down. Lengthen and contract. 3. Inhale here. Exhale here. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Try for 10 more. Of course, if that weight is getting very challenging, you decrease the number of reps. It's perfectly fine to use a heavier weight with less reps. There's 2. 3. Reach, contract. 4. 5. 6. 7. Inhale, exhale. 8. 9. And last one here. There is 10. Very good. All right, let's set this weight down. Wiggle the shoulder a few seconds here. All right, let's do a few range of motion moves here. Take that arm, straight elbow, up, circle behind you, and bring it around. There's 1. Just 3 in each direction. 2. And pause right there. Opposite way now. Back, forward and around. 1, 2, and 3. And wiggle that all out. All right. Let's move to the hip. Bring those feet forward. We've got that straight line, straight line. Hips are forward, so you're squeezing this glute here. Bottom leg stays completely on the floor. Take your knee and your foot at the same time. Push up against that band. Tighten that glute. Lower slowly. Lift it up. Hold it. Down slow. And exhale up. Inhale down. There's 3. So think of that foot just going along for the ride. 4. You're putting that load through the hip. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Now let's hold this one up again. Get that thigh up, hips forward, squeeze. Slow pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and down. Whew. All right, wiggle out a few seconds here. Take a couple breaths. All right, we are going to set up on our back, but first, let's take this loop band off of our thighs. And we're going to do some leg lifts and chest presses here. So if you would like to use your ankle weight to help load that thigh, let's grab it. And we will place it on the right ankle first. All right, and then we're going to lie on our backs. Grab your neck support. We're also going to grab 2 weights for chest presses. Okay, this exercise can usually handle heavier weights. All right, so once you have your equipment, we're lying on our backs. And take a moment to get your head, neck, and shoulders comfortable. Let's start with both knees bent, just so you can make sure your back is comfortable. Okay, and then let's take 1 weight in each hand for our chest presses. And then we're going to bring those elbows out to the side here. And we have our forearms in a vertical position. Okay, so our knuckles are facing the ceiling. Now, take that right leg and kind of straighten it out in front of you. I say kind of because it's okay if that knee is slightly bent. But do pelvic tilt and feel your low back push into the floor right here. That may contract those abdominal muscles a little bit. That's the intention here. So draw in your abs. Now, we're going to lift our right leg all the way up toward the ceiling as we press our arms over our chest. Here we go. Lift the leg up. Dumbbells come up. The heads of the dumbbells come together over your chest. Your leg is up. Slowly lower your leg and lower your arms at the same time. Stay in that pelvic tilt as you lift the leg. Stay in that pelvic tilt as you lower. Exhale up, tighten your core. Inhale down, tighten your core. There's 3. So we're going for 20 reps like this. 4. 5, 6, press, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lift. 1, 2, these weights should be starting to feel a little difficult here. 3, 4, 5, and breathe. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more. Up, down, 10. All right, keep your leg on the floor. Set your weights down just for a few seconds. Wiggle and breathe. All right, so we're going to do a second set of that same chest pressed exercise. And we're going to use the right leg still, but rather than lift the leg all the way up, we're going to lift the leg and stop when it meets that left thigh. Squeeze that quad really hard right here and tap down. Okay, so we only are lifting that leg maybe about halfway up as opposed to all the way up toward the ceiling. And that is going to add a little bit more load to that upper thigh. All right, let's grab our weights again. Get those arms out to the side. Pelvic tilt again. And here we go. Lift the dumbbells up over your chest. Now look at that right thigh. Don't let it go any higher than the left thigh. Squeeze that quad. Lower very slow and controlled. Same position, but pay attention to where that right thigh goes. You should feel more workload going in the top of your quad there immediately. It shouldn't take long to feel it. You should feel it immediately. There is 4. Exhale up. Inhale down. 5. Shooting for 20 again. 6. After our 20 slow reps here. 7. We keep our arms down, but we're going to do 20 pulses with that right leg.
8. That'll finish up the workload on that quad. 9, and hopefully your weights are heavy enough that these 2 sets of 20 reps hit those pecs pretty well. And up. 10. Exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep your arms down. Lift your right leg halfway between the floor, halfway between your left thigh. Tighten that right quad. Slow pulses. Go. Up, down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and take it down. Good job. All right, set your weights completely down here. Wiggle that right thigh around a little bit. Breathe. All right, let's bend the right knee and hug that right thigh into your chest a moment. Feel free to rock a little bit side to side if that feels good. All right, let's take that ankle weight off of the right thigh, and then let's switch it over to the left thigh. Now, rather than doing chest presses, we're going to do chest flies. So if you do need to decrease your dumbbells, go ahead and switch them up here. So we're going to do the same leg patterns. Our first set will be lifting that leg all the way up and tapping it down. Okay. We'll have our dumbbells here. We're going to come down first, out to the side. So a fly exercise, we're lengthening out here. So the hands are not pointing up to the ceiling, but more out to the sides of your walls. And then you're going to bring that leg all the way up as you bring the weights over your chest. Okay, so our first set is the full range of motion with the legs. All right, grab your weights. And you have that left leg straight-ish. Again, it's okay if it's slightly bent, but pelvic tilt, push your back down. Arms start up, just to get the shoulder blades in the right position. Elbows are soft, so they're not locked out. All right, take the arms down. Maybe your upper arms touch to the floor, but not your lower arms. Get that big stretch in your chest. Tighten up those abs. Bring your arms up as you bring that leg all the way up here. Take them both down slow and controlled here. And bring them both up slow and controlled. There's 2. And inhale down, exhale up 3. Take your time, 20 slow controlled reps here. 4. So stretch the pecs, contract 5. Work that leg a little bit, work the core a little bit. 6. Inhale, exhale 7. 8, 9, 10. 10 more here. Down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. There is 10. All right. Bring that leg down. Bring your arms down just for a second or two. Well, maybe 10 seconds. Take a couple breaths here. All right, same thing with the arms, flies, but this time we lift that left leg, but we stop when it meets the right thigh, adding load to that upper quad, okay? All right, let's grab the weights again. Straight arms up, pelvic tilt. Take your arms down first, stretch. Now lift your arms and your leg. Now look at your left thigh. Stop once it meets that right. Squeeze that quad. Take it down again. Lift it up and squeeze. There's 2. Should feel a little more intense in that leg muscle. 3. Should feel a little bit more intense in your upper arms as well because it's your second set. 4. Inhale, exhale. 5. 6. Still tightening those core muscles. 7. Inhaling down, exhaling up. 8. 9. 10. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. After these next 2, we're going to do those pulses with the leg. 9. And 10. Now bring both the arms and the leg down. Relax the arms. Lift that left leg so it's halfway between the floor, halfway between your right thigh. Squeeze that left quad. Slow pulses. Here we go. Up, down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And take that down. Very good. All right, completely set your weights down if you haven't. Bend your left knee, hug your left thigh into your chest. Maybe rock a little bit if you'd like. Take a couple breaths. All right, if you have that ankle weight on, let's take it off. We have one more exercise here, and that's going to be a skull crusher. Okay, you can use one heavy weight here if you would like, bending and straightening, or you can use 2 individual weights, so you use your arms independently, okay? And then we're going to take our resistance ball and we're going to place it between our knees with our feet up, and we're going to do a reverse curl for the abs with a little ball squeeze for the inner thigh. So we've got those arms up. We're going to bend the elbows here. As we straighten the elbows, the thighs come in toward us, squeezing the ball a little bit, really tightening those abdominal muscles. The thighs come away as we bend the elbows. All right, grab your weights for your skull crushers. All right, place the ball between your knees and feet are off the floor. Knees are over your hips. They're not tucked into your body yet. Arms are straight, elbows are straight. Slide those arms back a touch. Pelvic tilt, brace, draw in those abdominal muscles. All right, bend the elbows first. The elbows point toward your thighs, not out to the side. Straighten your elbows as you squeeze the ball, pull the thighs a little bit toward you, focusing on the inner thighs and stomach muscles. And then release the tension in the ball a little bit as those thighs come away from you. Straighten the elbows, pull it in and squeeze, and release a little bit. Now, once you get going, as long as your back doesn't arch and you're feeling your stomach muscles, you can try to get those feet closer to the floor if you'd like. That will make it more difficult, more intense. But if you feel your back arching or any tension in your back, you went too far. Up and down. Up and down. Exhale. Inhale. There's 9. Shoot for 10 more. Decrease your reps if you need to. 1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. There is 10. Good. Bring those feet down. Set your arms down for a moment. Wiggle out. Take a couple breaths. We have one more round here. All right, let's set up. Dumbbells in hand, straight arms up. Slide those arms back, but shoulder blades stay down. Feet come up, knees over your hips, pelvic tilt, brace. Bend the elbows first. Straighten the elbows all the way, pull the thighs in, squeeze the ball, and release. As you pull the thighs in and squeeze the ball, you're tightening up those abdominal muscles and inner thighs. Here, you're straightening your elbows and squeezing those triceps. And exhale up. Inhale down. There's 4. And up. 5. In, down. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10 more here. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one here, up, down, 10. All right, feet flat on the floor. Set those dumbbells down and set your ball aside. Now let's straighten both legs. Point the toes of both feet. Stretch through your frontal hips here, as well as through your ankles. And maybe shift your hips up and down a little bit here. Maybe rock your hips a little bit side to side. But then settle nice and neutral. Take those arms up toward the ceiling. And then reach overhead here. If possible, your elbows are straight and your arms come all the way down to the floor. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now let's bring those arms back down to the side of the body. Bend both knees. And then lift both feet off the floor. Use your hands to grab your shins. Hug those thighs into your chest. Head, neck, shoulders, spine, hips, all sinking down into the floor. And gently rock a little bit side to side as if you're giving your low back a little massage here. And take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold your breath at the top of that inhale. And exhale out your mouth. All right, awesome job. When you are ready, carefully roll onto your side and press yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you during the week. Take care.